Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of what, Pedro Garcia?
DYOR Media Live.
Nope. It's DYOR Live on DYOR Media.
There you go.
Good morning, everybody. It is October 7th, 2024. Not going to get politics in it today, but today is a day of remembering and loss over in the Middle East for a massive massacre that happened a year ago. So our thoughts, or at least my thoughts, are out for those hostages that are still missing today. Anyway, Pedro, it is a meme coin Monday, crypto week ahead. Lots going on here.
Yes.
Got a good show. Pedro, like I just said, I'm behind on the social media. Tell everyone what they need to do while I'm doing that.
Please hit the like, the share, and sub button, if you don't mind, please, on all where you're finding us at, whether that is on the platform where Zuckerberg created to take over the world, or Elon Musk's platform where he created to take over the world and allow for, as he says, freedom of speech, or if you're looking at the one that Google created as well, then please hit that like, sub, and share button. And on all of those ones that you don't like, share us there too. So the reason why I say this is literally because, well, you guys are our arms and our legs out there. We can only go so far unless we have you guys with us. And without you guys, we're nothing. So you're nothing without me. Do you hear me?
That was a really bad movie reference.
That was very bad, yeah. Anyways, so in the so at the same sense, please tell us where you're coming from. Put a little comment or where you would like to be. As I always say, love to be on the beaches of San Diego or somewhere sunny with my feet up with a Mai Tai or a good scotch. Hey,
okay, well. Bringing it home there with the scotch.
Home, yeah. I mean, and it's funny. I'm Mexican, Irish, and Italian, and all of those are massive drinker. I was to say cultures. There you go. I was about to say racist, but I was like, wait, that's not racist. Cultures, and so it's just one of those things that I feel like I can drink, dude. Like I remember the first time I started drinking, and people are like, "And you've never drank before?" I go, no, dude. I don't know why I can drink a lot. And they're like, well, it must just be in your blood. Literally, it was in my blood. It's got a tolerance from it. You know what I'm saying?
It literally was in the blood.
That's funny, man. I look forward.
All right, Pedro, I think I've got this.
Got it going.
Got this.
He's
got it going. I don't know. We got so much going on. I've added so much more stuff to the show to get the word out here.
Yes, sir.
That it's really confusing. But let's see if we've got the at least have the comments going here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that wasn't it. There we go. Roland Rod says, "Good morning, crypto fan." Extreme Car Care is here. Extreme Car Care, thanks for joining us. I think we've seen you before, Extreme Car Care. Thanks for joining us again.
I feel like that's like a Jesus reference there, like a Lord and Savior. Is that him?
Alpha Wolf's got a meeting. He'll be back with us later, probably. Also, bad news today, Pedro.
Ooh, wow, what's going on?
Crypto Mike's not here.
Oh,
Crypto Mike posted he is getting a new tattoo and traveled all the way from Winnipeg to Calgary to get that. That's like saying that you went to the moon. That's the distance there for a tattoo.
Wow.
Alpha Wolf says, "Can do it, Tom." I dropped the show link in the Can Do room. Hopefully they won't delete it or ban me again. Darrow says, "I thought the slow candor syndrome was my frontal lobe failing." Relief. That's where I tricked you. Actually, what I have now is, if you guys recall from the past, I would periodically have a system crash and our show would just disappear and come back later after I rebooted. The software people finally figured that out, what it was, related to Windows capture, blah, 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 blah. And they fixed that, but in the process, they introduced a new problem that only happens with the two pieces of software I use here.
What?
And so when I launch one, I get this 5-second delay on the broadcast software. And it only, and I use this other software for encoding, and I don't want to switch because then my whole work process, my workflow, gets messed up. And then we have we don't have Technical Tuesday, we have Technical Error Week.
Yes, that would be bad. Really bad. Really, really bad.
Yes, I remember Extreme Car Care in Manchester, UK. Would love to be anywhere else right now. However, can't complain. Could always be worse.
You'd be in Florida right now.
You could be in Birmingham.
Oh,
Or you could be in Liverpool. It's worse.
dang. All those people.
Liverpool's a very nice place. I just can't understand a damn thing they say over there. I mean, they got to work that accent out, man. They gotta intermarry some people from elsewhere. That Liverpool accent. I had breakfast there once. I didn't know what the hell they were serving me. Get some background music here. We'll get some yeah going. Once again, they got the sound machine off because it's just the system's running at 95% right now, so we're not gonna mess with that. We'll hit the yes. Pedro.
Yes, sir.
PTC's moving around here.
It is. I'm actually shocked how strong that area. I was expecting that we were going to cut through that over the weekend, and it actually held. And so I almost felt a little bad if people took that short there. We're actually bouncing off this area here, which has been actually really impressive since Sunday. Sunday night.
My Stream Deck's not working. Hold on a sec.
No.
Sigh. None of those buttons work.
That is a sigh day. So you can see here, we came down, we hit this area right here on the weekly zone. I talked about it over the weekend that we would come through this area here. This was on Wednesday. We saw this on Thursday. I expected us to shoot through here, come down and tap this lower elbow, but this area actually held. Now, the only problem is, and we talk about this all the time, is I need to see more volume, right? It's all about the volume, all about that volume, No.
Bitcoin base family in the house. Thanks for joining us, Ben.
Oh,
Matt Rhodes, thanks for joining us. Only 2 likes so far. If there's only 2 likes, we're just going to pack it in right now. Smash that like button, everybody.
Please smash that like and share. It's good to have you. Matt Rhodes, I saw what you wanted to send me that. I don't really do much when it comes to like a lot. If it doesn't have a chart, I don't get much into any of the pre-sales anymore. I'm not really into them because a lot of times we see the pre-sales shoot up and then come back and even go further.
Actually, what he's referencing is just that his charity token VET is going to be in pre-sale, and like Pedro says, we don't promote things like this. That Pedro can't look at the thing. However, being that it's a charity, it's on Infineon. And Mr. Rhodes has been known to the group. Mr. Rhodes has been known to the group for a while. Mm-hmm. We want you to at least check out the reasoning behind why he's launching these tokens. And so go over to the Infineon group, check it out, read all up about it, and he's raising money for military veterans. Which I have to tell you, as you know, Matt, I've said this is a tough one to cook here. It's a tough one. It's a very good. An altruistic and great concept.
Yes.
That you're putting your time and money behind. Thank you very much for doing that. Of course, thank you to everybody that served and all that kind of stuff, especially you guys that got hurt while serving, like Crypto Mike. And raising money for them is always a good thing. But you got to be careful in this space doing it because it's been tried a lot.
Yeah.
And as you know, crypto investors are finicky.
And I've seen a lot of them actually
you
walk
really
away
do
with
look
the
like
money.
Jesus above my head here with the hair and the sun shining behind you. I've got crypto Jesus above me here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but you know what? I mean, I don't see. The thing is like the Bible talks about Jesus being a very unattractive looking man, and not to say I'm attractive, but what I'm saying though is that like I'm not necessarily bad on the eyes, and so I just don't Jesus would have looked. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Jesus.
He said it.
And I don't mean that in a weird way. I just mean like, Jesus would not have looked like this. If anything, Jesus would have been much darker. And Jesus would have been like, most likely, some really thick hair, So.
Hey, AI Wolf, you're right. My screen was behind too. I refreshed it and the likes popped up. Thank you very much for your support, AI Alpha Wolf.
Always.
And you had sent me something, Alpha, about one of the Coyote projects that make sure we talk about at some point during the show later when we're talking about meme coins. But regardless, Pedro, what the heck is going on with BTC?
Yeah.
And I did have a question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How did it start September and how did it finish September?
That's a great question. So we can check it out. Here is our September. We started up here, or excuse me, started here. We came down, hit our zone, and then we went up. And so my biggest thing was, if we don't close above that 8-period moving average, I'm concerned if in October we see it go up first. That would mean that that's a negative thing, right? If I see it go up first thing in October, good thing. So we saw it kind of sell off for the first week, just sitting right here. I honestly thought more or less that we were going to see a further deeper retracement, simply because this is not necessarily a strong area, but decent strong area. I just want to see more volume stepping in. So this was Thursday, this was Friday. You can see there's not a lot of volume here. But Saturday, it's Saturday, so we don't necessarily get a lot of volume. But today we're seeing some good volume. But again, it's Monday. It's going up on Monday, which
Monday.
That song.
Da, 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 da. Monday.
As you can see, me and Tom are going to go on the road here. I'm going to be basically Bono. He's going to be Cher.
And those guys are thinking, no, Bono's with UT, U2, not with Cher. And we're like, no, Sonny Bono.
Sonny, yeah, sorry. Oh, no, dude, see, that just...
The original Bono.
Yeah.
I know, one's Bono, one's Bono. But
Yeah.
Pedro, I'm actually in a little long position right now.
Okay, let's check it out. So, yeah, man, market's moving up. I do, in the back of my head, I see that we don't really have a lot of area right here. Dude, I want to bring up, I downloaded some software, side note, and I need you to help me get it up and running. For whatever reason, it's not. So I need your help at the end of the show to figure this out. On the side note, this area, right, that was on the side note. But this area right here, we don't have a lot of buyers here. So for me, it's, I'd want to see it come down. It should do a nice little retracement back into this area here. But you can see, even as we're moving up, I don't see a lot of buyer wicks. So you can see how we didn't have really buyer wicks. We came back and pulled back to this area where we did. Buyer, right? Boom, pull back. Boom, pull back. Boom. So again, I expect to see at least a decent pullback to there, and I guess it did, but I'd rather see at a deeper retracement. What
are your thoughts of it hitting 65,000 before that?
65, so it'd be about right here. 64.6. So that would, it's potential. It does. But the problem is, you see this right here, we don't have a lot of volume. So that in itself is like, again, I mean, we had good volume coming in here. These are exhaustion candles because it has no, look, this is, again, it doesn't have a wick. It doesn't have a wick. So it can easily come back down and then tap into this next level.
All right, I think that's the encouragement I need just to close that trade out.
Yeah, but I want to see, I want to see this come back down. So I have a certain way of looking at the market, right? And if I'm not seeing real stuff pushing it up, it's not, I don't get into it. Now, I potentially could go back up to that, right? But I have actually real rules that I've seen over the long haul always work for me. So that's why, and again, like, I don't call the market 100%. I was actually on a show over the weekend with, what was her name? Moonstruck. She runs a little show over on X, and I jumped in there because I've listened to a few of her stuff, and I typically will go, she gives a lot of
Moonstruck?
Yeah. She basically like this is a lot of meme coins.
Wasn't that a share movie?
It could have been. I actually do not remember.
AI Wolf says, I don't think we'll see BTC below 61,000 again. I think we will. Only because this Jesus above me here, the man with the red sunlight behind him, has been forecasting that.
Yeah. So, and I listen. I could be wrong, but look at the volume. Like, if you see the volume, and we've talked about that. I've talked about this multiple times, right? That every time we have less volume as we push up, and as we push down, we see an increase in volume within the red. So that's a huge indicator that basically says that the institutions are net sellers. No, they're not net buyers. They do buy, but their primary buy is on the sell. Look right here. Okay, look at this red area, right? 3 days of red. Look at the amount of volume that they put in comparative to right here.
Good morning, Jesus. Chumbalones and Chumbalinas.
We're
joining us.
We're literally you have 4 days straight here, right? And if you look at the green on the volume here, it's not big. So to me, right. I sit there and I'm like, they're net sellers, right? And trying to bring in either buyers so they can sell off to them.
AI Wolf says you're going to be wrong for once.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
At least I hope. I hope he's wrong too. I so do.
I want to be wrong.
I got to tell you, I've been playing around with this BidFi for a while in perpetuals market, and I very rarely make money on shorts. I make money on longs, and it's it's the same market. It's no different. And I'm hoping that the market goes up because that's where I seem to make money doing that. I'm with the short. I'm too emotional. I can't work it out of my system yet. I'm too young. That's not the problem. I'm too young at this, and I sell too quickly. And then of course the trade goes in my favor, but I'm out of the market. But so I'm hoping for that Pedro is wrong. And the last couple times I've bet against him, he was right, and I was like, fuck.
Look, it's not. I just kind of pay attention to.
Roland says, I feel the same. AI at 70. I feel the same too. And I listened to 3 different people this morning, all say the same thing. And they are not all people that follow each other and talk the same stuff. They're all looking at. They're looking at it the way Pedro doesn't look at it. They're looking at the falling wedge, the head and shoulders pattern, this type of stuff, and they're all calling the same thing because they see the same pattern on the chart.
That's the problem. I listen. I used to trade that way too. That's the thing. I used to trade that way. Okay. This is it. What they're saying, right? This is the wedge. Boom. We're coming together. We're breaking out. But if I'm an institution, I don't look at those things. I do not. I look at orders because I've got, Tom, you were on the institutional side. Do they look at those things or do they look at how many orders they need to fill?
Fill.
Yes. It's not about TA. It's not even about the fundamentals. It's about we've got a huge amount of orders sitting right here. What do I do with these? What do I do with these? I don't know what to do anything with it. I swear I don't know what to do with it. Okay. Let's bring these down over here. They have so many orders, okay? And the thing is they need to get these orders into the market. Now, if everybody is buying and nobody is selling, it's really important to understand. We need to understand this, right? I think I've gone over this a couple times. If there are more people that are buying and not enough people are selling, and market makers can only go so far on the other end before they go belly up. So they can't keep selling to them. So you've got to, and Bitcoin right now, everybody's net positive. People are trying to buy. So every time it sells off, people are buying. So the institutions can't get enough of their orders in. So they have to create real fear. So sooner or later, somebody's going to come in. These institutions will come in and say, okay, we're tired. Boom. And they will drop this market. They will flood the market with so much sellers that everybody else understand, brother. No worries. Yeah, man. Wait, what's going on?
Jerry Molinari, welcome to the show.
Definitely good to have you guys. Always good to have you. But on that back end, they will just drop this market, and they won't even care. Like they will get in trouble by the SEC. They will pay their fine, but that won't happen until a year or two from now for them.
Sarah, here's your Head and Shoulders that Pedro can sell. Pedro got a sponsorship with Paul Mitchell. There's an out of the box revenue stream there.
Dude,
go to someone like Paul Mitchell or something like that and say, sponsor Pedro's hair. In fact, I'm just going to put that on the webpage. Sponsor Pedro's hair.
No, I don't want...
First actual beauty company to come gets our loyalty.
Oh, that's good, dude. That is good. I actually would say no. I would say I really do like the old-fashioned of Aveda. I think their products are really good, especially their Brilliant product. And it sounds weird, like I actually know this stuff, but I remember I used to be a hairdresser, so I know a lot of this stuff. Anyhow, so I digress. So
that was a digression.
That was a major digression. All right, so
hold on. Let's see. Let's just Alpha Wolf says there's a lot of RHI to look at. I don't even know what that.
Okay.
RHI. RHI?
Oh, there's RHI and a RSI as well.
What part of the world is active and when? What countries buy more? What times? You are correct on that. That's for sure. There's a lot of information that people don't look at every day of the week, even the day of week. Yeah, no, totally agree with you. There's just too much information to follow now. You know, when we started this stuff, there was like, well, we are all going to one website to look for stuff and one trading website, and then the regular information providers were like, oh, these people have eyeballs in our demographics. There's a million places to get information, and you can't possibly consume it all.
It was funny. I used to, for whatever reason...
Alpha says can do hair products. Pedro, I'm going to run over and get my tea here a sec. I'll be right back.
That's all good. You're good. So it's funny. So I used to aggregate. What was it? Here we go. Charts aggregate. Boom. All right, so I really like this organization right here because they actually go through and they bring everything in. Now, if you're a what's the word I want to use? If you can read the tape here, they've aggregated all of the major. Here we go. Let me pull this up here real quick. That's it right here. Markets. Here we go. All the major markets that buy and sell stuff, right? So you can sit there, you can actually add a bunch of all these markets. Here we go. I just jacked that up. Boom. No, I don't want to disconnect. Boom. Let me do that again. Markets. So these are all the exchanges. 17 of the top exchanges here, and so they go through and you can see them funneled, and so I can sit there and say, okay, how much, I can like any other, like most of these, you can sit there and see like, okay, X amount is so and so, X amount so and so coming in, right? This is the money coming in and out. And then in additionally to that, with this, you can sit there and look at, for whatever reason, I don't know why I can't pull up the chart anymore off of these guys. Price alerts, no waiting browser permission. That would probably be the reason why. Maybe I need to sit there and allow these guys to do it. But the primary thing is looking at this. You can sit there, and if you like to read the tape, you can actually go through and see how many people are actually buying, how many people are actually selling in relationship to the markets, and from all the exchanges. It can actually kind of help you out when it comes to that. I'm a huge proponent of learning how to read tape. If you're a trader, it's one of those best things you could ever do, literally because it helps you out of where the market is potentially going. And so actually looking at this, and every day, just like it may take you weeks, it could take you months. I know people who became tape readers, but they were some of the top tape readers I've ever saw. And so they were able to sit there and see where the order flow was actually happening. And so I'm a huge proponent of looking at the tape and watching it push through. Now, I've sat there for myself, and you can see how it says green right here. So if it goes up, so any trades above this certain amount, right, like 5 million, 4 million, you know, it's just 0.1, it's millions, and so this actually adds, and then you can go
Pedro,
lower.
we're looking at a zoom in of a Bitcoin screen, I guess.
Yeah, well, what this is I'm actually pointing out the tape right here. This right here is important because I'm talking about how this kind of gives you a good understanding.
I know, but we don't see anything on the screen.
Oh, that sucks. Yes, it's right at my head.
Oh, I see. It was on the side of your screen.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is really important. Going through and looking at this and seeing how the market is actually moving in relationship to it. You can actually see liquidations. You can actually change the color, what's actually happening. Liquidations is somebody was short or long and they get sold. So you can sit there and pay attention to this. I really like this. This website's a good website to go figure out, but it's called charts.aggregate.trade. It's charts.aggregate.trade. Just go like that. Boom. Oh, I like it, dude. That's actually really cool, dude. That's actually really cool. That's a giant mic. I mean, like, huge. That's what she said. Anyhow, sorry. Sources, you can go through. Oh, I think I got to pay for this. Upgrade to a canvas base. Anyway, so I like this website. It's a good website. All right, so jumping back to the actual chart here. So that's why I'm not necessarily for this, is because this market, we're not really putting in a lot of volume. And
good morning, Mrs. Pixel. Mrs. Pixel in the house.
Well, hello there. You got a little echo.
Do we still have an echo?
You do.
Check.
But you do. Oh, there it is. Oop, there it is. Oop, there it is.
Oh, it's because of the two mics. That's why. Now you probably can't hear me at all.
It is all good. So, yeah, that's what I'm expecting with BTC. Honestly, like, we're going up for the week first thing. So that's not a good sign. So typically, where is it going to find support where we're going to see a sell-off?
I want it to go up here. I want to break through here. And then I want to close out my long. Let it cook for a little bit. And then let it dump down. That's what I would like. Not that I know that that's going to happen, but that's what I would like.
Yeah, man. Well, it could, very much could. It all depends on if it's going to. I don't think that's probably what's going to happen. I think today and tomorrow we'll see it. Like today we'll see it go up. Tomorrow we'll start to see it stagnant. Just stay around this level here that we're sitting at, and then turn around and go down. It's not. It's just that's where we're sitting right now. We're still sitting at that 8 period moving average sitting here. That's why I wanted to get above it. So if we could get above the 8 period moving average, then we could sit there and say, hey, there's not a lot, like larger time frame resistance. It's not going to fight against. So we could see it and then come up and hit this area. You know, like if we could have opened up above it right here and then come down, then it would have come up, right? And so that's a good sign that we're seeing. But that
Mrs. Pixel says, "Womp, get louder." I'm trying a new mic. Does that mean my mic's too low, or are you just talking about getting the market rolling? I guess that's a good point. Check 1 2. Pedro, how does this mic sound in your ear compared to my other one?
It sounds great. Both of them sound great. Yep.
Jesus reminds us of the project called Hair. Trump's hair.
Oh, wait. Great way to segue. It was good. It was actually really good.
Oh, the song Womp, there it is. Right, of course.
There it is.
Womp, there it is.
There it is.
So I got a quick poll for you guys. How many of you are coming to us from Florida now, about to get your second hurricane in 2 weeks?
Yeah, man, I'm concerned.
Yeah, how about that shit? Like I said here a couple of times, our friend Crypto Lifer, Sam Price, technical analysis, big YouTuber, all that type of stuff, does a great job gathering interest from the crowd, and it gets up to 2,000 people a day watching a show live, with a total of 10,000 people coming in and out. It's amazing. But he moved from Massachusetts to Florida. He went to Florida for the first time in his life, or first time since he was a little kid, for a Miami Bitcoin conference, and said, Florida's great. I love it. It's so awesome. It's fantastic. The weather's great. Everyone's great here. You don't have to worry about winter. It doesn't have all the New England crappy little small roads and all this type of stuff. Everything's nice. Beaches. I'm going to move to Florida. And he asked us people, he said, what do you think about Florida? I said, just remember, everywhere 1 mile from the beach in Florida is great. Right? After that, it's like the rest of the country, without the beach. And you have hurricanes. And sometimes you don't have hurricanes for a year and everything's great. And then sometimes you get 2 or 3 in a row. And you wonder why houses are cheap on the beach there. You're like, oh my gosh, this place is only $700,000. $700,000 is a lot of money. But, you go to other states and beach houses are $5-10 million. It's because they come in with
Yeah.
And then they clean up, like in St. Pete Beach right now. I was watching a story about it. They all the trucks are in. They're hauling away all the junk and hauling away all the sand. They're trying to redistribute back. And the people are like, why are you even doing it? It's coming again this week. Just going to move all that sand back in the street. But they're trying to haul the junk out.
The junk, yep.
So it doesn't turn into flying missiles. I mean,
yes. Dude, that is the scariest thing, man. Seeing all of that going, holy crap, dude. Like, that is so much. That stuff's going to be flying missiles straight up. Like, it's going to be nuts, dude. Like, imagine you're going to see homes just demolished. Yeah, like by a sink. I'm going to go through the whole entire house at 100+ miles an hour, dude. 150 miles an hour winds, dude. Pick that thing up and just send it like a flying knife. But it's your sink. I would not be there, dude. I would be out of that area. And it's supposed to hit on the west side or the east side?
The west side, right through Tampa. Yeah.
Not good, dude. That is not good.
Hey, I Wolf says he's launching a token on Pump Fund called Jesus Pedro's Hair. $ hairball.
Hey man, I want residuals. I don't even. You give me residuals.
Headbangers ball.
If ever that stuff, I want residuals. And the other part is I want to pay it in USD. I'm going after people. USD. Boom.
Welcome to the show, Favor. Thanks for joining us again, Favor. Also, I skipped one over here. Fenibo Harry. What are you guys talking about? It came late. Fenibo is from the WAR group, the World of Rewards, who were previously a show sponsor before they redid their dApps and all that type of stuff. What are we talking about? We've just been talking about BTC, hurricanes, and hair this morning. So it's been an enlightening discussion.
Yes.
Pedro, I got out of my long there, and BTC turned right around and just started dumping. I closed it out at break even.
Okay.
And it's not dumping. It just said, nope, now we're going down.
Yep. Yeah, because there's, like I said, there's not a lot of actual support.
You can get the residuals out of your hair with Head and Shoulders.
Hey man, I'm a businessman. I ain't playing. Pay up. This is why. But that's why
Favor says, "Are we in the bull run?" Sorry, Paige, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
You're good. No, so when I'm looking at the market here, right, I can sit there and say, okay, where could it stop or come down to? And so I'm definitely looking more down at these lower levels here for the day. That's something that I would definitely be looking at. as the market. Again, these areas here are not, I'm not seeing any real moving averages sitting there communicating with me saying it wants to be at these levels here. They're more down at, that 63, 222, 214-ish area. Really, I really like that 62, 592 area. That area to me is is classic, man. That's a beautiful.
Is it because of the shelf of orders there?
Yeah, it's exactly. You got a few things
It's
here.
a new technical analysis term, the shelf.
I like it, dude. I'm gonna
See,
steal it.
I'm prepared. I could do the weather now too. And for those of you down in Bitcoin land in Florida, get out, sell your positions, close it up, drive north.
I like that. I love it, dude. But yeah, when it comes to the one is you got more buyers sitting at these levels here. This is an intraday time change here, so let's pull this up real quick. No, maybe not. Nope, I don't like that. Yeah, that area there, it's still not the best. Where is it at? Dude, that's just one giant slip and slide down.
The giant slip and slide.
I mean, on the 5 minute, you would think you'd want to put more in. At least with the institutions, they play with people, dude, so much they don't even care, dude. Like, they just do not care. They just rip you like that. That could hold, but that's not. I didn't see a lot of defense in that area there. So this is an area that could be just a short little trade. You can get in, go long, look for a 1-to-1, 1-to-2 area here. We can see it come back up to potentially the top of that 8-period moving average.
Favor, otherwise known as Arsenio, asked us if we're in the bull run, and the answer really is no, not yet.
Yeah.
It's the volume isn't there, and you'll know we're in the bull run when the volume picks up. Is that a good way to put it, Pedro?
I think it's a great way.
Volume's still way down.
Yeah, I don't. And here's the thing: it's not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. It's just that I really feel like the institutions want more of Bitcoin, and so they're not. I don't think they're going to allow it to move. Between. I mean, for a Bitcoin, for a bull run for them, right? In crypto, they want more of the pie. They really want more of the pie. And
it's not a lot of it.
That's the key. And there's not a lot of it. And so they've got to sit there and get people out of their positions. And they won't move. They won't let this thing move.
Sea Lady says 42 to the moon.
42 to the moon.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference there. Sea Lady. Don't recognize the name, but the mermaid riding the cloud thing there looks familiar from some profile.
It. That's actually cool. I like it. Sea Lady. But let's jump here real quick. So when I'm looking at the markets here, it's one of those things that, for me,
November 15th, he's calling it. He's calling the day when it starts.
November 15th. It could be.
And that's because AI Alpha Wolf is going to personally make it happen. Because why, Pedro? Because he's the hardest working man in crypto.
Uh-huh.
He's knocking on everyone's doors. He's not sitting down there in Illinois. He's on Wall Street knocking on everyone's doors. You got November 15th, you got to buy. November 15th, buy. And everyone, yes, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Sir. Although I am writing that down, AI, just so we can go back and reference that. The great Bible of notes here.
It's interesting. Jumping back to, you remember we were talking about diamonds and wealth and how they're not so expensive now compared to because you can make them.
Right.
I went and bought some diamonds. Yes, and they're not. They were created. They weren't. Or somebody made them.
Why did you go buy them?
Well, one, I think it'd be a good thing to have in case Armageddon happens, and
For currency, not for a finger.
No.
Okay, that's what happens when you say that phrase. People
No,
go,
I bought
what?
like a bag of them, and they were so cheap. I was just shocked. But the key is having something like that. And again, they're not super expensive, right? It's just something that, they're cheap and they're not the most prettiest thing, but something like that, and if
he seriously, diamonds can be created in a lab now. We figured it out a while ago. I mean, a long time ago we figured it out, and that's how we came up with diamond cutting saws. They weren't using real diamonds on that; they were using
not mined diamond.
Factory made ones, and then they learned how to make them more clear, and then they were able to sell them in the jewelry market.
Yeah,
not a new thing at all, by any means, but the ability to make clear diamonds of high quality is kind of recent.
Yeah, these aren't anything big like that, but I think that they're going to be something of value. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that something of value is the mindset of Bitcoin for the institutions. Is that, like if we see the US dollar, right now the US dollar is skyrocketing. It is flying through the freaking wall.
Right, now let's... sorry, I'm going to interrupt you again.
That's all right.
The flight to safety junk they talk about, everyone's like, oh my god, gold's going to go to 10,000, Bitcoin's going to go to 1 million. What's the real flight to safety currently, Pedro?
The dollar.
The US dollar. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, lady, thank you very much for your comments. Pedro and I both appreciate it. Great show, by the way, she says. And yes, we do know what Infineon is, and we're longtime fans of Operation Phoenix, and understand what 42 to the moon is from their Telegram group.
Absolutely. But again, I bring this up for the dollar. Okay. Again, look at the dollar here. What should be the first thing you guys are looking at? What should you be noticing?
Where's my chart?
Basically, there's no real demand wicks on the daily candle. It's just straight up. So whenever we see something like that, then you want to look at a higher time frame SMA or something like that potentially we could see it come back down. A nice little trade here. So you could sit there and see that you could see a pullback into at least that 8101, 383 area, simply because it could be a good little area to get in on, right? So you have two areas where you would want to play your position here. Again, this is not financial advice, and this is for social and entertainment, educational purposes only. As Tom and I like to say, it's edutainment. By the way,
edutainment, ladies and gentlemen.
So, by the way,
edutainment.
There is no.
Is the yuan
sorry.
and Indian rupee and
Can you hear me?
All those kind of guys? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I don't see a little thing that comes in at the bottom.
Little thing.
Yeah, that says this is not education purposes only.
Oh, I have it.
Or this is educational purposes only, not.
Yeah, because my stream deck isn't working. I forgot to put that in here.
That's right.
I'll do it manually.
It is all good. It is good. Because when you start to talk about traditional markets and stuff like that, the SEC can kind of get, and other SECs around the world. And I think as we keep doing this, as this keeps growing, I don't think 10,000 is going to be a big number for us on a daily basis. So they'll go back and look at a lot of our stuff and go, how can we pull money from them? Like we're seeing them do right now with a lot of these social media people. SEC
says lab created diamonds is like good fake Jordans. No, I gotta tell you, most of the market now is not real diamonds. Most of the market is made in the factory, and mined diamonds they won't even exist anymore.
I think they will. I think they'll always exist, but
I just think it'll be too expensive. The prices will come down so much, and that they won't be able to. I mean, has anyone seen what a diamond mine looks like? I mean, it's not these nice, clean places in Colorado and stuff like that. I mean, it's awful places in Africa. Just awful. Awful, awful, awful. There's no OSHA. Even though De Beers and the syndicate tries to enforce standards, it's still awful. And awful. It's just awful. At least they're not putting cyanide into the earth like the gold mining industry is.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's see, what other notes did I have today? Pedro, while you're... okay, I've got to... when I can't use my Stream Deck, this is a lot harder than I'd like here. But how many of you... let's get this window open here. Have watched our Crypto Swamp Creature show. That's not the right one.
There we go.
Here we go. This one here. How many of you seen our Crypto Swamp Creatures show? Raise your hands. Maybe some people saying, "Hey, yeah, I've seen the Swamp Creatures. I've seen Chris and Alex, not Chris and Alex, Chris and Justin, and our own Justin Wallin was on Fox News the other day as a talking head."
Yes, he was.
And giving polling advice about, because that's what Justin does. He runs a polling company in Washington, D.C. And the fact that he's on our channel here is amazing. And he doesn't just appear on Fox like these crazy right-wing people.
CNN, NBC,
ABC. He appears on all of them.
Yeah.
All the channels. He's been on MSNBC, CNN, all sorts of things. But he got tapped to talk. The other guy up there, Neil Cavuto, in the middle guy, is the Fox News guy, and the older gentleman here is also a polling guy too. But I was very proud to see that we launched a new podcast that's doing quite well, I might add, on LinkedIn. It's racking up the views, like a lot more than our show is over there. Thanks, LinkedIn.
Right.
Of course, they're more attuned to it. We are broadcasting today on LinkedIn, so.
Ooh.
We'll see if we can catch up to the Crypto Swamp Creatures. But if you haven't tuned in, we'll have some more episodes from them coming up soon here. They're recording some more this week. Alpha Wolf says, "What's a swamp creature?" It is a degenerate from Washington, D.C. That's the best way to describe it. But also, AI Wolf happens to be released the best AI swamp creatures. He gave us some good ones that I use. In fact, I use on our advertising. I shouldn't say the word advertising. I should say promos. Darrow says, "Great addition to the lineup." And for those of you who don't know, it's the guy all the way on your left side of the screen.
Yes.
Aver says, "It was cool." Jerry says, "Checked it out." Why aren't appearing here? There we go. Checked it out. Yeah, fool. He's on a roll today, man. Oh, let's see. All right, let's see if I can head back off of this scene here. Pedro, what are you going to hit up next year?
I actually been looking at
Remember, it's Meme Coin Monday.
Yep. Meme Coin Monday. Hey, as we go through here, Mainnet Z. They're not a major meme coin there, but
What's their price at?
Yeah, prices.
See, they started to come back up, and the group sold them off again.
Well.
They can't help themselves from making the green. They tried. Look at the sell pressure on that Pedro. Look at that right there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you NetZ guys. Stop using the token as a bank. You got to let that thing rise. It's just not gonna. If you let it rise, just let it rise for a couple of months, and then you won't have to sell so much to fund your bridges and all that type of stuff. What are you looking at there? The volume trends?
Yeah, look, as you could see here. So the reason I'm doing this is kind of what I do to see, right? Like here, people. Boom. Sellers, buyers are stepping in. Nice. Buyers.
Pixel says, I love this show. You guys bring humor and levity, lending great insights. Not easy to do. It's only a matter of time before everyone floods into your channel. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And all you can do to help us is to share the link to the show wherever you think people will want to have good edutainment.
Absolutely. So I'm going to sit here and do this real quick to help you guys kind of be a good visual for you guys to sit there and see. And it's not working. That's why. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you can see that the majority of this area here is green. You can see it's visual. See, the majority of this area is green. The majority of this area is red. Right? The majority of this area right here is red. So they've been taking profit since.
There's no profits now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's below pre-sale price. It's below the private sale price.
Oh, wow.
Right. That's the problem.
Yeah, you can see, you line this up. Boom.
Hey, Sue says, I try to bring all my fellow sheep here. Very good. That was good. That was another good reference.
Boom. You can see here again. Then you've got this area into this area here. Right, where you literally have, again, one giant, this area, you have seller pressure going down and pressure, or, you know, the buyers are pushing this up, but people are selling. Again, this is, again, another sell-off area, and you're seeing volume here come in, but it's at the seller side. You have more increasing. So it's just something to be paying attention. You can, and that's a good visual thing to be able to just paying attention. So you can see if somebody's like really trying to push a market. There's who's actually happening.
Hey, Seuss, my mind had already gone there. Hey, Seuss.
What's up?
I'm putting it on the screen.
I got it.
I was wondering where that was going.
Yeah, my bad. I wasn't.
Yeah. Anyway, let's. How do we find Shibarium Coyote token, Alpha Wolf? Let us know. You've been talking about it. I promised that I was going to talk about it on the show last week, and I forgot. You sent me info about it. That's right.
But it's so funny. Look at Shibarium Coyote token.
Oh, of course. He's one step ahead of me, and it's in my already in my things. Pedro, I'm dropping it in your.
All right, excellent. I just got it, and let's pull it up. Let's push it up. Here you go. Good old screen, deck screener. Oh, snaps, bro. Almost there, dude. Almost there. GSP, come on down.
Not spelling.
So is it AMC CYO? CYO?
Oh, it's the contract address. Whatever the contract address says.
Right. Make sure. 6EFL. 6EFL. OXEF. OXEFA.
Wait, what site are you on?
Yeah. So there's this one. This is deck screener. Yeah, meme bet. Let me try this here again. We'll go to Gecko.
Let's see. Contract chance. One's Shibarium.
Yeah, AMC. This is the one so that's the one that keeps popping up on me. So that's it. How about leash? We'll go over leash share later. I'm being unleashed, hitting 5K a token again. There you go. So yeah, Shibarium. This is the only one I can think of on Shibarium. Okay. So AMC, Chewy Swap, AMC. Is that correct, Alpha? May have to pull on DEX tools. It's going to be the bone. CYO with bone. CYO with bone. DEX tools here.
Welcome to everyone watching us on X.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Not a lot of you, but
All right, here we
ones
go.
that did check out our Rumble crew here.
Yeah, we got that good old Rumble crew right over there. I'm noticing them. We got about 3 people watching us there. Shout out, what's up? I'm one of them. Tom's probably one of them.
Nope, I'm not.
Ooh, nice. Look at that. So we got 2 other people watching us. Good.
Thank you.
for watching.
If you're watching us on Rumble, hit those comment buttons. Hit the like button. Let us know. Rumble's been a new platform to us. It's been doing well for us. We're getting about 60 some views a day.
Nice.
On Rumble between us and the crypto swamp creatures, mostly the crypto swamp creatures. But still, every little bit helps. And thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. La 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 la. All right, so is this one of your plays, Crypto Wolf or AI Wolf?
It's a good question. I don't know if he's a dev on the project or just once again the
Promoter?
the loudest voice.
Well, I can't give my seal of approval for a buy here simply because it's literally higher highs and higher lows. But the only thing I can say, it is at an okay area. See here, we're again. All right, got a month. Go, week, nice. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I'll play this right here.
Here we go now.
I wish we could have an 8-hour one there, but that is good. Let me check here real quick. 12. Huh.
Hey, Alpha with CYO with bone.
Yep, this is it. CYO with bone. That's exactly what this is. With bone.
Oh, it's that. I got it. I was wondering what that meant.
Yeah. Or a wrapped bone is what he's saying. I can't, for me, if you're looking to get in on this, I would get in around here. So you should see a reaction at that point, or $1.
Behind our heads again.
Sorry about that. You should see a bounce off of this level here. You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna actually start doing this here real quick on here because let's realize something.
Zach from Subway's the dev. Oh, he's got a loud voice on Crypto Breakfast Club, so that's good. It's his token. It's when I swear his token. Everyone took some profits, got in low. It's my only bag. That $59 turned into $800.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So right here, went up all the way up to $4. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So you must have got in down here, my friend.
Yeah. What's with the couple of big buys? What was the like 3 days? Is that a daily chart, Pedro? What is that?
Yeah, it's the daily chart. Yeah.
Like on 3 days, almost all of their growth came. Question is why? I generally don't like projects like that because that means there's some kind of manipulation going on.
You can see how this kind of came in right here. And here's the
We're gonna hear from Jesus again here.
Why? What do you mean?
You're drawing that thing again.
Oh. Well, I'm trying to point out here.
Aha. token burn. That's what drove the price up. So token burns are good, reduce the liquidity, drive the price up, but it doesn't raise the LP you need.
Well, I mean, you got not bad at all.
Let's see if it can come back.
You got liquidity 3,000. Not bad for a $1 billion market cap, total market cap. Yeah, market cap 1 mil here. 3,000 liquidity is not the best.
Pedro, just for reference, I have a 2 o'clock hard stop here today.
Okay, so we got 20 minutes. Okay, boom. Alrighty then.
So Alpha, let's just ask a question about this. What's next for this token? We've had the launch. We've had the people take their profits. Now this is the point where it's the exact point where tokens either die or turn around and start their march upward again.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to take, knowing that Zach from Subway is a pretty good voice on the Crypto Breakfast Club? Is it going to continue, or are they going to bag it and get another one?
I like this area right here. If you're going to buy it, I mean, this near the bottom, it would put in a higher low here. So
I don't understand tappers. Look, rewards. Look, rewards.
Higher low.
Rewards.
And then you have not higher low. You got lower low here. Boom. So you have lower low. So
Pedro always wants things to go lower so he can buy more at the lower price.
no, I like it when you can buy in at a market moving up. But in crypto right now, because everything is set in relationship to Bitcoin, unless you're Tron, then Tron is a freaking beast. But the reality is is that this house right here, it was created here, and hopefully he has a good base here. But where is the real buyers coming in? That's my biggest key, is where are the buyers coming from? You need fresh buyers. So if you're not a fresh buyer, then you're tapping off the same crew that you're in. And the reality is they already made their money. So they're not going to sit there and play off of this. You're right. You can see, look, sell, sell, sell. So if I'm going to buy something, at least I want my best bang for my buck. I'm not going to sit there and spin it. Like I don't know if many people know who, when I first got in, I didn't really listen to my technical analysis because people said that stuff doesn't work here. So I said, you know what, fair. But I don't know if people remember who Vetter is. Vetter was a major project back in the last bull run, right? And basically they took crowdsourcing AI system, where basically you had a bunch of people who had a system up, being able to check out a project, and then they would post it, and then people would check it out and verify what they said. It was cool. So their first coin, it did I think it went from like 2 million all the way to 30 million, right? 40 million. I think it got up to 60 mil, I think, altogether. And then, but I remember sitting there going like, wow, that's crazy. And I bought in like at 50 mil because they were coming out with the platform and all the stuff that you were going to be able to use. So I was like, oh, that's cool, right? My gut said, dude, there's no pressure really in this until we're down at $2 million, 2 or 3 million. I think it was like 3 million. Basically, it went up, dropped down, and then skyrocketed. I said, my brain goes, that's the buy area. I didn't listen to myself because somebody said, no, that's not how crypto works. Well, guess what? It is how crypto works. That's it. How many times have you guys sit there and see me call this? And I'm not trying to be arrogant here, but I am trying to say, hey, look, I want you guys to get in at levels where you're not going to get screwed over. So you put in $100 here, $50 here. It does a 50,000x. Okay. All of a sudden, that $50, $100 turns into $50 quadrillion. Okay. I want that for you. Now, here's the thing. This right here, you all could have seen because you've all been listening to me for now almost a year. Okay. And I constantly talk about, if I don't see buyer wicks, then I'm not going to look at it. Look right here. There are 2 buyer wicks right here at these levels right here. Okay. You saw resistance come in. There's nothing here. If I go on a 4-hour time frame, I can actually see it here. Boom. No, there's nothing. So it's going to cut through all of this. And like you have some buyer wick sitting right here, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at that going, okay, the market's most likely going to come down here. We're going to see some form of reaction. And I'd rather have you guys see some form of reaction at $1 and it go up to $1.60, potentially $2, so you can get a 1 or 2x, and all of a sudden be able to be in the money and you're good. Or you get in right here at these lows and then it just goes down, but at least you're not all the way up here and at a 90% loss or 80% loss. So that's how I look at it. When I see something go too big, at least go in as it's selling off, where you can buy in at a higher or at a lower level to see it push up. And if you want to FOMO into it, go ahead, do it. You know, I'm not God. I can't predict the future, but I do look at where if a market is selling off, and all of a sudden buyers push it back from that area, and we see it go up. There are buyers sitting at that level. And because buyers are sitting at that level, they're most likely going to want to buy again at that level, right? It's a psychological buy area. So that's why I sit there and I look at it. And you can see that on multiple time frames here where people came in and bought at that level. They came in on a weekly and on a daily area and they bought at this level. Look, sold off, buy for this week, came down, sold off, bought for that week or for that day. The week, look, boom, same thing. Came in, sold off, bought, same idea, same area, boom, right? You can see that here. It's pretty clear. So when I sit there and I look at it, I go, okay, we should see the market buy in this area. That's where, like, you guys sit there like, it's Pedro Damas. No, it's not Pedro Damas. It's literally the market. Look, this is BAT. I like BAT because BAT is its basic attention token. It is the token for Brave. Now, Brave's having a hard time with a lot of stuff. They're not pumping, right? A lot of things. But the thing is if Brave wins, okay, and they really get ahead, I could see Brave. Now I'm buying at these lower levels at 12 cent, 10 cent, 17, 16 cent. If this thing literally does what I think it's probably going to do, which I hope, again, this is hopium here. I don't predict this, but if we can see this thing get back up to a $2, $3, $4 coin, I bought a ton at these lower levels because these are areas where people bought in. So that's the key. It's not that I'm being negative. It's like, where did people once buy? And Tom, you always talk about where I think you say it better verbally than how I talk about it, because I almost feel like I get too passionate and I lose a lot of the nuances, where I think you can capture the nuances better in a vernacular way.
I think a good way to describe it is that when you enter a trade, you want to be on the winning side of it. You don't want it to be against you forever, and then you have to hope that it goes back the right way.
Yeah.
You have a better chance at being on the winning side of it right away if you're where all the winning orders are. if you're where with the orders are, or if you're where the orders are not and you plan for that.
Yeah.
Depends if you say, I'm going to buy down here because Pedro says, look, there's been a lot of people buying in this area. It means it's not likely to go less than that. And if people buy there, people are going to want to sell there. And if there aren't enough sellers, the price is going to go up.
Yes.
And if there's no orders, you could say there's no orders in this area. It's going to reach the area where there are orders. So I'll short the market. I'll bet against that. So if you can think where the orders are, in Pedro, I've said this before. Hopefully, there's enough people still listening on our show here.
Yeah.
We've got 10 people watching.
There we go.
When I was looking for a job after school, I went to a company called Henderson Brothers on the New York Stock Exchange. Family members knew the people there. They said, give me a tour. They weren't hiring anyone, but they said, we'll try and help you find a job up here. I said, okay. And one of the guys was doing a technical analysis, because they would bring me in. I'd spend an hour with all the different people on the floor at the stock exchange. And the guy said, I'm doing technical analysis. This is the age of charts. I mean, in 1991, there were computers, obviously, back then. But they weren't like they are now with the massive, easy-to-use charts and all that type of stuff. They were a lot more expensive, and people still relied on their paper charts. But they're not paper drawn anymore. They're printed out every morning, and the guys adjust them during the day. And the guy was just telling me, he said, I worked in the stock exchange 30 years. He said I'm still doing a TA to learn where all my friends out here are going to be buying and selling.
Really?
He said this evolved. I've told you the story. He said technical analysis evolved. He said because there weren't any computers, in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
The only way to front run somebody was to know where his orders were, and you did it two ways. You either bribed one of their order clerks, and so they say, yeah, we got big stack orders here, or you figured out where they were buying and selling over time, and then you get a look at, then you can get a feel of where their order book is. And if you do that, back in the day, there was only 30 people with order books on the trading floor of the stock exchange. And you'd get a feel, if you marked where everyone traded, you could see where all their orders were over time. The theory of big numbers. He said, so what I'm doing, essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out where everyone else is going to be buying and selling. Because if I know that, then I can either ride the wave with them, or I can front run them.
Yes. And here's the thing, is he did not buy when you saw big green candles, correct?
Right.
He bought when it would retrace, and these dudes were sitting right here waiting to buy again. You know what I'm saying? And because they would, this is where you get the idea of the market sits at levels, right? It pushes up, then comes back down. It'll come back down about halfway, 50%, sometimes 75% retracement, based off where it sits. Then it goes up again, but typically goes higher than the previous high, right? And then it sits about where the previous high was at, and then it goes up again, and that's what it does. And so you can sit there in place. Now crypto is a little bit different. I don't disagree, but the key is for me, when I'm looking at this market and I'm sitting there going, okay, where's a good area for my guys to buy and then potentially short? Right? Like, I want you guys to make money on both ways. That's my goal, is that you guys play both things. Moonstruck, who watches our stuff, said, I watch this guy on a daily basis, which she doesn't make any comments, which I found out. She's, more like chill. She watches us and she goes, I watch this dude and he literally tells you like what the market's going to do. She goes, I've taken screenshots and watched this guy more times than not, and he calls the market. And it was like, and it's not, I'm calling the market. All I'm doing is saying, okay, real institutional buyers are not going to keep, because they're only given a certain amount of money. So they have to make money.
Right.
Like they have to make money.
They have to, or they're fired.
Yes. And so that idea behind it is, because of that, they're not gonna chase something. They wait for it to pull back and they get in, and they take profits as it pushes up to go down, and they look for liquidity so they can match. There's a lot of liquidity, and especially if they're really bullish on a project, dude, they're going to they'll layer in, boom, boom, boom. You said they have order books, and those order books let them know, okay, this is the best buck, or this is the best place we can buy, and it keeps us at an equilibrium, so that, because remember, they have to pay taxes on all that stuff, right?
Saul, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate your viewage.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for coming in.
Alpha Wolf brings up a wonderful point, as he continuously does. He says, that's why I like the way Pedro thinks, because it's logical and not emotional. So it's the right way to invest. And he follows it up by saying, and you always need to remember this, that this is a business. People keep forgetting this is a business. And if you remember last week, for those of you who didn't watch it, go back, we talked about community. And I talked about the downsides of having a community. In good sides of a community, your little token coin, you can word of mouth market very well, get the word out, that type of stuff. Bad news is it makes you emotionally involved. And it's really hard to undo that emotionally involved. I've lost so much money in my early days when I was naive and said, oh, it's a community, I can't just dump on them. Now I'll be like this, sell, not all at once. I'd responsibly sell, obviously in a small token, but it's the same thing. It's if you get emotionally involved, you have to remember it's a business, and most of the money in this crypto thing isn't you and your meme coins having fun. Like Jesus apparently is in 37,000 meme coins. Most of the money in this crypto is business now. Business, or it's people investing money on behalf of other people in the business. So that once you realize that, and they don't care about you, not even the slightest. They don't care about the guy that sits next to them at their desk. Guy at Merrill Lynch over here. F you, F you, F you. You know.
It really is.
That's how that goes.
And it's not. The thing is if you can look at it like that, then you can sit there and you can play at a better level than what you normally would. So that's what
also says no dumping on GSB.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Like the thing is the one thing I like about it is, it's coming down to the area that I've been looking at, and so like we'll probably see a good little buy there, and because that's where you see the buyers sitting. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm
I don't know if you can hear it, Pedro, but I'm running the show outro music.
All right. Well, we didn't really go over any meme coins, but
we're
going to go over.
We failed on that today.
Yeah, we're going to go over
hit some tomorrow on Technical Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll go over that. Sorry about that, guys. I was just going on a rant. Yeah. Well, what do we call it? Pedro's postulates.
Postulations.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be on all week here. Show schedule tomorrow. We're gonna have the Swamp Creatures. I'll probably play one of their older episodes, their pilot episodes. But we'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for sure. Same bat channel, usually 12:15, 12:30. Got a little late start today, but thanks everyone for watching on Rumble today. Everyone on X, obviously everyone here on YouTube. Thank you very much for guiding the conversation. AI Wolf, thank you for your unbelievable and unrepenting support.
Yes,
thank you so much for that.
Absolutely, man. That's always
and of course to Dara and the crew.
Calgary
getting inked up. So
where's Dr. J at?
Dr. J, he's probably
mining.
He's back from vacation, so he's working. Extreme Car Care coming all the way from Manchester. We got 2 car people here today.
I know, right?
Extreme Car Care. Jesus is a car dealer, used car dealer in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. He needs all his cars to be cleaned. Go take care of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Alpha Wolf says, I don't worry about the Jets, as our guy from GSB says. The Jets are investors too, can't control people's places or things. Nope. All right, everybody. Pedro and I had a great time today. Thanks to everybody for joining us, as usual. Have a great time, and we'll see you tomorrow. Pedro, got anything else?
No, guys. Well, we'll go over some more memes tomorrow, so sorry about that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you here tomorrow. Jesus says, money, cars. Darrow says, great show, guys. All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.